Greetings, dear ones. We are, as always, honored to be amongst you. We count you as family. We are thrilled to know that your light has grown only ever stronger, not only in these last few weeks and days, but in these last few hours. And it is indeed the moment for the dog stars, for Sirius, and for this beautiful Lion's Gate, this portal opening. And of course, this begins probably late July and extends into almost the middle of August. But today, the 8-8, which people love to turn that 8 on its side as a beautiful symbol of abundance, this is a very great moment. And yes, you have seen other Lion's Gate portals in your time. Many of you have been on the earth long enough and in enough lives that you intuitively feel the resonance and the importance of it, and this is fine. You have probably picked up that this particular Lion's Gate is more powerful and empowering and exciting than any other that you've experienced for a very, very long time. And by that we mean thousands of years in Earth time. And we chose this lovely song by a composer, Turpak. It's called Exceptional. And we chose this beautiful composition because you notice that it builds an excitement. There are moments where it's quiet and thoughtful, rather pensive, and then it goes into, again, these strings racing off and foretelling that something amazing is about to happen and that there's much activity happening. And we can tell you that activity is occurring with all of your soul families. All of the ET races gathered around the Earth in millions upon millions. One could say billions of starships, and many now landing as well. But these are benevolent presences, and they have come to support you as you have called them in, which is wonderful. They have come to support you not only in celebrating Earth's ascension, but in celebrating Earth's sovereignty and liberation from many thousands of years spent in shackles and in the toxicity and density of a lowered DNA and a lowered consciousness that resulted and a feeling of isolation. And now that isolation is ending, hence the absolutely beautiful excitement of that wonderful piece of music. And so let's call forth now, call in this beautiful lion presence, those beautiful, powerful spirits who guard the Sirian constellation. This is a brilliant star, Sirius. Very powerful light. And they are here with us. And they nod their assent that they are flowing energies to all of you. Not only the courage that you automatically associate with any powerful lion, of course, but the knowledge, the inner knowing, the wisdom, the passion for life, the joy of it that spurs on the passion, and the feeling of rebirthing that which once was taken as lost. And so our writer has asked, since the star Sirius and those of Orion's belt and the sun and the earth, etc., all beautifully in alignment, they're also beautifully connected on this day to the Pyramids of Giza, the Great Pyramid, the Sphinx, etc. And she has asked, could we please journey into one of the pyramids and seek healing and also higher knowing. Now, higher knowing is bigger, of course, as you know, much bigger than simply understanding exactly what ET race is active where on the earth. It's much bigger than saying, I know what my life purpose is, or I remember all my past lives. It's bigger than anything that the left brain, as you know it, can grasp and hold on to and make quite a big production out of. And that's something that the left brain really loves to do. It loves to go to a place where it catches on to new ideas and it celebrates them, and this is perfectly fine. But then one is given the impression, this is really all I need in order to understand what these Syrian lions of this beautiful star are saying to us, or it's what I need in order to grasp the importance of etherically traveling to one of the great chambers of any of these pyramids. And in fact, the left brain as it stands at the moment doesn't have the words, the concepts, or the capacity to fully take in what it is that you're gaining in this kind of a journey. So what we ask is that you open your heart space, and the heart will grasp everything that is happening. It will grasp it beautifully. You just want to open up. We're already hearing these beautiful toning sounds, these vibrational resonances that occur inside. We're all going to flow together in the etheric into the inside of the Great Pyramid in Egypt. Just allow your spirit to flow into that beautiful pyramid. You don't have to worry about looking for an entrance. All of us flow through the walls easily. And we fit perfectly inside a chamber that was used for transmutation. And it's a place where the high priests of Egypt would gather beautiful, energetic language and wisdom from the energy of liquid gold. Now that gold is flowing to you every moment via the sun's beautiful solar light particles. And in this case, you are in a beautiful chamber of healing and of higher wisdom and higher knowing. And you are willing to set aside everything you have learned in terms of the training of the left brain. Just make a motion with one hand as if you're just going to set that aside for a moment. We don't denigrate it, but it's not everything it's cracked up to be, as the phrase goes. And you're opening your heart space. Just make a motion as if you're opening the heart a bit, using the hands. And you're sitting down on some wooden benches. And asking to understand, we're all in a circle now. Asking to grasp in the heart space that knowledge, that wisdom you have desired the whole of this life and many others, and it has felt to elude you so far as you were in a human body. But today it flows to you easily. And now there's a beautiful being, and this is someone you have known for a very long time. They are, in a sense, an aspect of you in the higher realms. They have picked up a beautiful golden goblet and poured from a beautiful golden flask and filled that goblet pretty much to the brim with pure liquid gold. And now they place it on a table, a marble table in the middle of this circle. And they are speaking this beautiful energetic language. It draws forth the presence of the gold to speak to the energies, to the high heart, higher mind of every single person here. So as the particles of that liquid gold fly out, so tiny, these particles, you probably can't quite see them, but you can sense them. They're disseminating out into the air, and they're reaching the heart space of everyone. And in a moment you may feel that you're out flying in and amongst the stars. If If you don't sense that, that's all right. But you're beginning to remember aspects of your soul strength, aspects of lives spent in the high period of Egyptian spiritual study. Beginning to remember and regain understandings that you had in Atlantis and Lemuria. And you too are intuitively speaking with these beautiful gold particles floating out from this well of liquid gold in this beautiful goblet. And you're calling forth a sense of your own royalty. Now that is interesting because you'll hear people speak of the royalty of the Assyrian star lions, and you'll hear people speak of the royalty of certain lineages on the earth. And we can tell you that most of them are very, in terms of the human lines at present and the non-human lines at present on the earth claiming to be royalty, they are utterly poor imitations, to say the least. Very, very, very poor imitations of what true royalty is, in the sense of not bloodline, but higher consciousness. And so this is a concept that goes beyond what humanity has been taught for many thousands of years. And all it means is those who have graduated to a level where they travel within their etheric body quite consciously and with ease, those who can heal, those who can cleanse the oceans, those who can purify the air and the soil, those who can place themselves at the level of servants without servitude, and so as to serve humanity and to serve the earth occurs now on a very, very high level. Now your first obligation, dear ones, is those who are in service to the light and to the ascension of this planet. Your first obligation is to know joy, to grasp how well loved you are, to grasp the power that is within you to co-create with this universe on a very high level. And that means to shift outer circumstances to a higher vibrational level, certainly, not through the exertion of the will and the mind, but through the lifting of the heart energies to a place of joy. And that place will take you beyond the ego mind, utterly beyond. And now we see all of your auras opening, getting very much greater, very much larger. Your radiance beyond that, getting brighter and brighter. You're beginning to remember who you truly are and reclaim that fully. You're releasing feelings of frustration, sadness, angst, the uselessness of so much human endeavor. You're just releasing that, whether it belongs to you or anyone else. All the dark chapters of history. You're blessing them and releasing them. You're empowering them to be erased from the human timeline, ushering in this fifth dimensional timeline. All of you drawing only that which you most desire, the wisdom, the inner knowing, the ability to love on a higher level, drawing all of that from all of the earth experiences you have ever had. Not only this life, all lives you've ever lived on this planet. You're drawing forth only the gold and leaving the dross. And it's just disappearing. It's just fading into the air. Now just breathe out. And you're releasing these feelings of being contained in some way, of being held back, of being small, of being left behind, disempowered in some way. You're just breathing that out. Just again, Move your hands as if you were just letting go of something very heavy. Breathe that out. Make a motion as if you're just releasing from your heart space every oath and vow, every agreement, contract, commitment holding you in a place of obedience to that which you know on a higher level is utter fabrication, utter lies and distortion. It's the lower path. It's not who you are, dear ones. So now each time as you breathe out for the remainder of today and tomorrow, the next day, you're letting your child self know nothing that happened to you is your fault. You don't have to carry trauma. You don't have to carry sadness or aloneness. You don't have to carry any kind of shock, grief, feelings of loss, abandonment. We can release those now, and everything associated with them from other lives. And now as you're hearing these great lions roar, these Syrian lions are roaring, you see that the facade encircling the earth and running through so many levels of earth life is cracking under the power of that roar. Cracking, breaking up, falling to pieces, and then dissolving. Increasingly, you will find it is impossible to be lied to. It is impossible for anyone to lie, even on a small level. All of you growing increasingly telepathic, increasingly able to read energy, and as this beautiful being is speaking in etheric terms, in energetic language, with the language of the gold that is in this goblet, all of you are receiving etherically that knowledge which you have come in for. Now, you may not know exactly what that is, so say to your higher self, can you tell me what it is that I have asked, or that you have asked for on my behalf? And so ask them right now, and they will flow that answer to you, whether you hear it or not. You may have a dream about it. And what we are hearing from many of you is that you were never fully birthed to begin with as an earth human. You are a perfect hybrid in human form, but your connections run all throughout this galaxy and throughout the universe, and many other galaxies. So there's no need anymore to feel that you just don't fit in Earth life. That was never going to happen as fully as one might expect. It's for you now to realize, as the Earth moves up in vibration and joins the energies of 5D, it is increasingly intergalactic. And so the message we are hearing, and whatever message you hear is fine, but the general message for all of you that we are hearing is you will soon enough feel at home in ways you have never felt at home before. And that is because of the increasing presence of your soul family. Many of them walk the earth as humans, and many of them are on the ships, many still in the etheric, because wherever a person feels they're best placed for their own growth and development and evolvement, and for however they are assisting Earth now, that is where they will be. And all of it beautifully sacred, all of it perfect. But the excitement you heard building over and over in that lovely piece of music is there because it symbolizes the excitement building all around and within this earth and on the surface of it. And you yourselves feel it. And if you feel exhausted at times by these energies, we would say, don't be troubled, dear ones. Rest more. Drink more water. More time in nature. she will replenish you on many levels. But it's very important to realize time is moving differently, your bodies are behaving differently, your mind is working differently, your emotions are presenting to you many things that they desire that you heal. Nothing is as it was. And though that can feel rather strange, we would say, you have, all of you, assisted powerfully in bringing forward this moment. And so you can stay in this beautiful chamber as long as you wish. If you are seeking healing, go ahead and approach the marble table with the goblet, and this dear one is going to transfer a good measure of the liquid gold particles into your mental, emotional, physical structures, simply by intending to do so energetically. So you're opening up, dear ones. Opening up to receive now. Just sit with palms facing up. Ready to receive. Ready to finally forgive everything you've been through in this and all other earth lives that has felt disjointed or violent or painful or dreadfully inconvenient or a huge letdown, whatever it is. Willing to bless and release and say thank you. It has been an honor to walk upon Mother Earth. And now in this crowd we are joined by many beautiful angelic beings. And they are also assisting in your healing, your renewal, and your next step up in your involvement. Wonderful, dear ones. And so remain here as long as you wish. When you are ready, you will come back fully into the body, into this room you're in, physically still. But you will not lose the gifts you have received here. With great thanks to these beautiful lions of Sirius and to all the beautiful beings joining us in the Pyramids of Giza now. And to Mother Sekhmet, who still blesses the Sphinx, which once resembled her. And so we send much love as always, dear ones, and many blessings. Honored as always to be amongst you. Namaste.